The blood pressure test. Your doctor probably isn't doing, but could save your life. When you get your blood pressure checked, it's almost always on one arm. It's a routine we barely even think about. But what if I told you that this simple, one-sided measurement could be missing a huge warning sign? A sign of a silent killer. What if the most important clue to your future heart health isn't just the blood pressure number itself, but the difference in that number between your right and your left arm? A consistent difference of just 10 points in that top number, the systolic pressure, is now seen by scientists as a major red flag. It's a better predictor of a future heart attack, stroke, or even early death than many other risk factors we've focused on for decades. Today, we're going to break down what the science says, show you the hidden mechanism in your body that causes this difference, and give you the simple, crucial step you must take at your next doctor's visit. This is one of those secrets you can't afford to ignore. The foundation. Let's define blood pressure. Before we get into that 10-point gap, let's do a quick refresher. What exactly is blood pressure? Think of your circulatory system as a huge network of highways. Your heart is the pump, pushing blood through your arteries to deliver oxygen to every single part of your body. Your blood pressure reading has two numbers. The top number is systolic pressure. That's the peak pressure in your arteries right when your heart contracts to push the blood out. It's the push phase. The bottom number is the diastolic pressure. This is the pressure in your arteries when your heart is resting between beats. Think of it as the baseline pressure in the system, the rest phase. For years, we've all had the number 120/80 drilled into our heads as the ideal. And we know that high blood pressure, or hypertension, is a silent killer. It rarely has obvious symptoms until serious damage is already done. It makes your heart work overtime and can damage the fragile lining of your arteries, paving the way for disaster. That's why we measure it. But the story doesn't stop there. Normal quirk versus major red flag. Now, it's not strange for your blood pressure to be slightly different in each arm. A small gap of a few points is totally normal. Maybe your dominant arm has a bit more muscle, or it's just the natural ebb and flow within your body. A difference of less than 10 points on that top systolic number is usually nothing to lose sleep over. But once you cross that 10-point threshold, the alarm bells need to go off. A consistent systolic difference of 10 points more is what separates a meaningless quirk from a serious warning sign. Let's go back to our highway analogy. A small difference in traffic between two roads out of a city is normal. But if one highway is always significantly slower, with traffic snarled for miles every single day, you know it's not a fluke. It's a sign of a real problem, a lane closure, a structural issue with the road itself. That's what a 10-point difference is. It's not just noise. It's a clear signal that there's a structural problem in your cardiovascular highway. It's a signal that has been overlooked for far too long, but one that new research confirms is a powerful predictor of danger. The why. What's really going on inside? So why is a pressure difference in your arms such a big deal? What does it have to do with your heart or your brain? The reason it's so critical is that this difference is often a direct symptom of atherosclerosis. Atherosclerosis is the hardening and narrowing of your arteries. It's caused by the buildup of a sticky gunk made of fat, cholesterol, and other stuff we call plaque. Think about the pipes in an old house. Over time, mineral deposits build up, narrowing the pipe and restricting water flow. Atherosclerosis does the exact same thing to your body's pipes. And here's how that connects to your arms. The number one cause of a big, consistent blood pressure difference is a blockage in one of the subclavian arteries, the main arteries running under your collarbone that feed your arms. If plaque builds up and narrows the artery on your left side, for example, it acts like a dam. Your heart is pumping with the same force, but the blood has to squeeze through a much smaller opening to get to your left arm. So when the cuff inflates on that arm, the reading you get is after the blockage. The pressure is lower simply because the flow was choked off upstream. Meanwhile, your right arm's artery is wide open. It gets the full force of the blood your heart is pumping, so its pressure reading is higher. That gap between the two readings is your interarm blood pressure difference. The reason this is a silent killer is that a blockage in your arm is almost never the only blockage. If you have enough plaque buildup to narrow an artery in your arm, it's a massive red flag that you likely have it in more dangerous places, like the coronary arteries feeding your heart and the carotid arteries feeding your brain. The plaque in your arm isn't the immediate threat. The plaque it signals everywhere else is. That 10-point difference is your body's early warning system, screaming that the same dangerous process is happening in the vessels that lead directly to your heart and brain. What if you could start reversing some of the root causes behind blood pressure imbalances and silent cardiovascular risks? Naturally? That's why I created the Natural Life Starter Kit, a free wellness bundle that helps support your heart, reduce inflammation, and calm the internal stress response that drives silent damage. Inside, you'll get a 7-day gut and inflammation reset, a healing herb chart with circulation-supportive botanicals, a clean eating detox plan, mind-body affirmation calendar for lowering stress and supporting nervous system balance. Click the link in the description and grab it now. It's free, and it might just change your health future. The proof. The science is undeniable. For a long time, doctors noticed this, but the evidence is now so overwhelming that it's changing medical guidelines worldwide. The smoking gun comes from a huge international study called the Interpress-IPD collaboration. This wasn't some small one-off project. It was a meta-analysis, a study of studies that pooled data from 24 different projects across the globe. They looked at nearly 54,000 people from Europe, the US, Africa, and Asia, giving them an incredibly clear and reliable picture. Published in the top medical journal, Hypertension, the findings were impossible to ignore. They confirmed that a systolic interarm difference of 10 mmHg should be the absolute upper limit of normal. They also found that for every single point of difference, the risk of having a heart attack, a stroke, or dying over the next 10 years goes up. This means someone with a 15-point difference is at a significantly higher risk than someone with an 11-point difference. It's a direct, measurable connection. This research makes it clear that checking blood pressure in both arms isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an essential diagnostic step. And yet, it's still not standard practice everywhere. It's estimated to happen only about half the time, often because of a busy schedule in the clinic. This is a dangerous oversight, but it's one you can fix. Your action plan. This information isn't meant to scare you. It's meant to empower you. So, what do you do now? Here is your simple personal action plan. And first, measure correctly. You can start this at home with a good blood pressure monitor. Here's the right way to do it. 1. Sit and rest quietly in a chair for at least 5 minutes. Keep your back supported and feet flat on the floor. 2. Use the right cuff size for your arm. 3. Take a reading on one arm. Write it down. 4. Switch the cuff to the other arm, wait a minute, and take another reading. Write that one down too. 5. To see if it's a consistent difference, repeat this on a couple of different days, around the same time. Second, know the red flag. You're looking for a consistent difference in that top systolic number. If it's regularly 10 points or higher, that's your signal to act. Third, always use the higher reading. Whether you find a difference or not, guidelines now say the arm with the consistently higher reading should be used for all future blood pressure checks. This makes sure your blood pressure isn't being underestimated, which could lead to you not getting the treatment you need. Fourth, and most importantly, talk to your doctor. If you find a persistent difference of 10 points or more, make an appointment. Don't brush it off. And when you go, bring your log of blood pressure readings. That data is gold for your doctor. This brings us to the most important thing you can do. The next time you're at the doctor's office, for any reason at all, and they pull out that blood pressure cuff, make this one simple request. Could we please measure it in both arms today? It's a simple question. It takes an extra 60 seconds, but it could give you life-saving information. If a difference is found, you can have a real conversation with your doctor about what it means for you and what a full heart health checkup should look like. Don't wait for a diagnosis to take control. Your body is always talking to you, and now you know how to listen. To help you take that next step naturally, download the Natural Life Starter Kit. It's your go-to guide to reduce hidden inflammation, detox naturally, and support your heart health from the inside out. Grab it free from the link below and use it alongside what you've learned today to build your healthiest future. Want to keep uncovering hidden warning signs your body might be sending you? Then watch this next. The hidden medical reasons your feet are always hot. You'll discover the surprising link between hot feet, nerve health, and circulation, and what to do if you're feeling the heat. Tap here or check the link in the description to watch it now. Because when it comes to your health, what feels like a small symptom might be your biggest clue, and the takeaway that could save your life. A small number can signal a huge problem. For decades, we've focused on one reading from one arm, but we now know for a fact that the relationship between our two arms holds a vital clue to our long-term health. A 10-point difference isn't a curiosity. It's a scientifically proven warning sign of blocked arteries and a higher risk of heart attack and stroke. By knowing this, checking it yourself, and asking for it at the doctor's office, you shift from being a passive patient to the boss of your own health. You can spot the silent killer long before it has a chance to strike. Stay curious, stay informed, and most of all, stay proactive with your health. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of your body. It's the only place you have to live.